What's up guys, my name is Kyle and I'm with Legends Boxing, and today we're talking about everybody's favorite day, leg day. In our gym this month, we're doing a legendary legs challenge where we're going to be doing a lot of these various exercises we're going to be talking about in these videos. With these exercises, you can introduce these in sets, like 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of 12, just depending on where you are at your current fitness level. For an extra challenge, you can even make these timed. So doing a minute of each, 2 minutes of each, or even intermixing those. But let's talk about some exercises that we're going to be using in this month's challenge. All right guys, we're going to start out with an exercise we call a squat to lunge. There's a couple of variations that you can do this. I'll kind of work them step by step. I'm going to do a good solid squat, feet shoulder width. I'm not too worried if the knees go over the toes as long as my posture stays tall. I kick my butt back. I'm going to do my squat followed by a reverse lunge, stepping and lunging. Another squat, and then repeat the same thing on the other leg. Now, one thing you can do if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, more explosive, get your heart rate up, is you can add a jump into it. So I'm going to squat and jump into a lunge. Jump back into a squat, jump back into a lunge. And repeat those for your time or set amount of repetitions. All right, our next one, this is called a squat pulse to squat jump. So what you're going to do is you're going to squat down as deep and controlled as you can. And then instead of coming all the way up and jumping, you're gonna squat, come halfway up, drop back down, and then jump. So you have that slight pulse. So I'm gonna squat, halfway up, down, and then jump, helping with that explosiveness in your legs. Now we're going to do a heel elevated squat and the goblet squat variation as well. How you're going to do this, it depends what you have. I wouldn't use anything really taller than 2.5 to 3 inches. In this case, I'm going to use a small 5-pound dumbbell. The only reason I'm going to use this is because it's got a flat edge on it. I wouldn't use anything that could potentially roll and injure yourself, so keep that in mind. So heel elevated squat. So what this is going to do is help target a lot more of your quad, especially closer to your knee. I'm going to elevate my heels. I've got my feet about hip width. Keeping a nice tall back, I'm going to sit down deep as I can. My knees will go over my toes. That's okay. I'm not worried about it as long as you have a nice tall spine. And I'm going to stand up. Definitely feel it right up here close to the knees. For extra challenge, you can incorporate a dumbbell and do a heel elevated goblet squat, nice and tall, sitting down, elbows to knees, and standing back up. Keeping my shoulders back and chest open, making sure I am breathing. Now we're gonna do a single leg box squat. So it's gonna be a single leg variation. So if you're like me and you're in a boxing gym, you don't have access to like a typical box, I'm just going to use the ring. If the ring is too low, you can always put a riser or plates on the ring to help elevate it to make it a little bit easier for you. But all I'm going to do, I'm gonna put my leg up against the ring. I'm going to pick up one leg and I'm going to sit down. Okay, now to complete the box squat motion, I'm going to get my weight over top of my knee, really without swinging, and I'm going to push up on the one leg. Again, to make it just a little easier, if that single leg is still a little too difficult, what you can do is you can put your heel on the ground. I'm not going to use this leg, I'm more going to use it to brace. And I'm going to sit down, weight over top of my knee, and sit up, bracing with my heel. All right, this one's a burner. This is going to be a Bulgarian split squat, again, done with each individual leg. How this is going to work is I'm going to sit down on the edge of the ring to kind of measure, find my proper distance. What I like to do is I'm going to take my leg, wherever my heel hits the ground, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put my one foot there. I'm going to put the other foot on the edge of the ring. Now with these, I don't want to lean forward, I don't want to lean to the side, I want to go straight down. So I'm actually going to focus on dropping my back knee to the floor. It's already pointed to the ground. I'm going to focus on dropping my back knee, going straight down, root my toes on the floor, and back up. Again, dropping the knee down, coming back up. Up next, we're going to do a TRX assisted pistol squat. I really like to do them this way because you can help kind of adjust the amount of force you're putting on your legs. and use your upper body to kind of help you compensate a little bit. These can oftentimes be kind of an intimidating exercise. and these help some people. So how it's gonna work, I'm going to lean against these. I really don't want too much of a bend. I want things to be pretty much slack. Keep my weight over top of my knee, and I'm gonna go down over the knee, foot up in the air. I wanna try and use my arms as little as possible, but I'm going to push up on my knee and use my arms to assist if necessary. As I start to get more tired, I can pull against the TRX band, but it's important to keep everything kind of over top of the knee. I don't want to push myself back and away. As I go down, keep your head over your knee. Use it to help assist you on the way up, and then repeat the same process depending on if you're doing time or repetitions on the other leg. The less you use these, the more you're using your legs. All right guys, up next, we're gonna do hip thrusts. We're gonna do both legs and then the single leg variation as well. These are great for boxing, for power development, strength. You definitely hit the glutes doing these. So I'm gonna use my boxing ring. I'm going to put my shoulder blades on the edge of the ring. You could also use a bench if you have access to a bench. Weights as well, if you would like to utilize weights. Feet gonna be rooted to the floor, full foot, okay? I'm gonna drive my hips up through my heels, hold at the top, come back down without sitting down. Now, to make it more difficult, we can do the single leg variation. I've got my one foot rooted to the floor, other foot up in the air, pushing up through the ground, holding the top, coming down, keeping this foot up in the air throughout the entirety of my time and or repetitions. Box step ups. So what I've done is I put a riser up on my ring. Again, you could do plates if you have access to plates. Risers are great just to give me a little bit of that extra height, or if you do have a box, you could use that as well. But again, single leg, I can have one weight in hand, I can also have both. But essentially all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick my knee up, place it all the way up here. I don't wanna bounce, I wanna get my weight over top of my knee and drive straight up. Then I'm going to step all the way off. That completes the repetition. You could also mirror it on the other side. Stepping up, weight over top of my knee, foot root in the ground, nice tall back, stepping up, stepping all the way off. Completes the repetition. All right guys, we are now gonna do laying leg curls. These are gonna be brutal for your hamstrings. You'll need a dumbbell, whatever weight. I would start slow or in a lower weight, pick yourself up. I'm just using a 10 for the video demonstration, but I'm gonna put mine in between my feet right here, and then I'm gonna be on my stomach in the boxing ring. I want my knees on the very, very edge, holding this weight with my foot. I'm gonna go down, straighten my legs out, and then I'm going to curl them back in. Again, going down, nice and slow, curling them back in, squeezing at the top. I don't wanna rush these. I wanna go nice, slow, and controlled. Slight pause at the bottom, slight squeeze at the top. Two more exercises that I always like to end my leg days with. I feel like these are really good for boxing as well. You're forced to spring, jump, and be explosive, and they're a great finisher. They're a definite leg burner. There are two versions of jumping jacks. One is called stance jacks, the other one is called power jacks. How stance jacks work, these are gonna be done in a pretty fast rhythm. What I'm gonna do is my feet are gonna go wide, I'm gonna bend my knees at the same time, one hand behind my back, and I'm going to touch the ground. See, so slight bend in my legs, keeping a nice tall back. I'm gonna spring up and then repeat with the other arm. I want my feet to be narrow for a minimal amount of time. So those are my stance jacks. My power jacks, similar rhythm, right? That jumping jack cadence, but much deeper squat, much more load on the legs. How these are gonna work, feet are gonna be shoulder width. As I go down, I'm gonna go into a deep squat, arms above my head. As I come up, I'm gonna drop and jump. I'm gonna repeat that pattern. Down and up, down and up, stepping in and out with each one. Thank you guys for watching. That was just a big Mod Podge of exercises that we are going to be utilizing in our Legendary Legs Challenge this month. If you guys are looking for another savage leg routine that you'd like to implement into your own programming, check out our Tyson's workout. Should be on our YouTube channel, made popular by the legendary Mike Tyson. Thanks for watching.